Sipping and roasting, yeah, that's what we do. Set 'em up, knock 'em down, make that cherry glow. Whiskey and cigars, the gentleman's cologne.
Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like a party just about to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. There's no other show that starts that way. I guarantee.
I love it when people come on for the first time and you do that, and then
they're like,
I go, "What is going on here?"
It's kind of like, did I miss something about this show? Yes, you did. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza known internationally as the world-famous Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. It's show number 459, and the hard truth is we love whiskey. And Hard Truth Distilling is here, so we got a good show planned for you today. We'll be tasting not one, not four, but 5 different Hard Truth whiskeys. So this is going to be a definite Uber episode.
And that's a drinking fact.
That's and about to be a drunken fact, I believe. We'll see what happens by hour 2. Our program is show number 459, as I mentioned, and as
That puts us roughly halfway to 500, by the way.
And just a quick reminder from our attorneys, please do not listen to Smoking and Toasting if you are allergic to Smoking and Toasting.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with the legal issues.
Something
of that.
apparently we have to say now, and that's just how crazy this world has gotten. Well, if you are watching a video version of the show, you're seeing these absolutely beautiful bottles of whiskey, and the only thing I can think of that would make them more beautiful than they are now is if instead of like being like this, they were being like this. That's about the only thing I can think of that'll make them prettier. And so we're going to try to get to that as quickly as we possibly can on the show. Plus, we'll be trying some beers from Austin, Texas, and the extremely creative and very popular brewery there called Jester King.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be trying their New Zealand-style Pilsner. And so that's really exciting. And we have a kind of an orange theme going on. There's a little sort of brownish orangish, tint to the whiskey. And we've got orange is the color on the label on all of our cans and bottles of beer today. So we're excited about that because it's just, it's very fall-like. It's very
like
autumnal,
that Aerosmith
if you will.
song, Orange is my favorite color.
Is that an Aerosmith song?
It
is
the wrong color.
I don't know.
But I just improved the
It's
song.
pink.
Somehow.
pink,
I barely got past Dude Looks Like a Lady. So that's
Remember when that band used to rock?
Well,
I mean, Kings and Queens? Come
okay,
on.
but have you heard the new song with Youngblood? It's good.
I have, actually. It's pretty
It's
rocking.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty rocking.
I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, we're going to try some Jester King New Zealand style Pilsner, and we'll be trying a hazy IPA from Lake Zurich, Illinois. Not Lake Zurich, the famous Olympian city, but Lake Zurich, Illinois. We'll be trying RTB Haze, a hazy IPA from Roaring Table Brewing out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. And then finally from Cincinnati, Ohio, I think this may be the first time we've had any beers from this brewery on. It's Wandering Monsters Brewing Company.
That sounds awesome.
Yes, absolutely. And wait till you hear what it is. It's a Tilberi, 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 which I'm sure means something in some language that I'm not, I'm not acquainted with. But it is a caramel latte pastry stout.
Tilberi.
So,
if only we had a supercomputer.
And then
that we could hold in our hands.
Yeah, and look things like
ask
that
questions.
up. If only you could just speak to it like they did on Star Trek. Computer.
If only you could
Computer.
speak.
What is a caramel latte pastry stout?
Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to change the Hey Google.
Yeah.
I need to make an answer to computer.
Yeah. And wouldn't it be awesome if you could have it do the computer voice like from Star Trek?
Can you imagine? He's 99, though. He's seen that go from a prop that he only held in his hand and a few
Talking
others.
about Shatner, right?
Yeah, Shatner. He's
Yeah.
90, and to now he has one that works, except only on stun mode.
Shatner's like, yeah, mine has only worked on stun mode since I was about 70. So that's the hard truth there. Oh, speaking of hard truth, we got some whiskeys to try, and we're very excited. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? I know I know you're a veteran of the program.
Yes,
But just in case people don't remember.
Yes,
who are you
Robin
and who are you
Glaw. I am the Southeast Texas manager. So been with Hard Truth since March of this year.
And Hard Truth is a distillery based in Indiana, which is where you're from, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And your name is?
I'm Brian Smith.
Brian Smith. That's a
Master
hard one to
distiller.
remember. Brian Smith, Master Distiller.
Partner.
Oh, we got the
Partner.
big people in this
Yeah.
week. No offense, of course, but
No.
we're always happy to have you. You're welcome here anytime. But when you bring a Master Distiller, we geek out a little bit. You know, it's just
I geek out a
let's
little bit.
go.
It's
She's
amazing.
ready.
it's just kind of what we're all about. So we're excited to try all of these. I'm looking at the bottles; they're beautiful. None of them have been tapped yet, and we're going to fix that. And we'll tell you what we taste and what we find. We'll also bring you the most popular segment on this program, which I'm sure you remember from your past experience with us. It's something we do in the second hour called Drinking News, and our Drinking News teaser headline for today is. That booty call was fire.
That's a pretty good teaser.
That's what the kids say. You know, everything is fire.
fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
It's fire.
Terry, that shirt you're wearing is fire.
It's fire.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah.
I like it. I
Thank
like
you.
it.
Fire.
We'll also bring you here, probably in just moments, the Drunken Fact, which is the Drunken Fact rises in importance this time of year because holiday parties are right around the corner.
yes.
And generally there's drinking at holiday parties. So you may find yourself halfway through the party in a room of halfway inebriated people, and that's the
This
time.
party needs a conversation
Yeah,
starter.
when you can drop some truth on people and blow their minds. And so that's what the Drunken Fact is. We bring you a perfect conversation starter, a perfect piece for you to be looked at and revered by half-drunken people as, wow, you know stuff. Our Drunken Fact teaser headline for today. Before 6-7, we had 420.
I like that you did the thing there. I like that you did the hands.
Yeah. Well, you got to. You got to. I know I'm not nearly young enough to enjoy this the way I do, but I love freaking people out by bringing up 6-7.
Oh
all the
yeah,
time.
it's amazing
It's
when you
so much fun.
You know who didn't know about 6-7? I found out the other day. I think he's been a little busy lately. Adam.
Oh
He
yeah.
had never heard of 6-7.
Adam in the
Yes,
Sky, our
I was
producer.
on the phone with him the other day, and something happened, and 6-7 came up, and my son said 6-7, like right in the background.
And Adam was like, "What's going
He
on?"
had no idea what was going
in
on.
fairness to Adam, he's a new dad.
Yes,
So
yes.
like for the first time. So
But in a
he's-
few years,
he's-
he'll be privy to all of the
Oh,
cool,
oh,
hip,
yeah.
high school lingo.
By then it won't be 6-7. It'll be
No,
something
no.
I
else.
still
It
don't
will.
really know what 6-7 is.
So I have
No
some
one knows. That's the whole thing.
Cartman is still in a 6-7 coma on South Park. Just in case you
Yeah.
hadn't been paying attention playing the home game, he's
Wasn't
still
he-
in a 6-7 coma that they haven't brought him out of yet.
I thought he was kidnapped by Peter Thiel.
Well, yes, but he's in this 6-7 coma, and they're trying to, I think, use Peter Thiel to, Peter Thiel's trying to get the Antichrist out of him.
You know what I really like about South Park? It makes this show seem completely innocuous and harmless.
Yeah, they've been going hard. I do have some breaking news from Bloomington, Indiana.
Okay. Yeah.
On the 6-7 front.
Yeah.
On Reddit today, resource officers within our school system in Bloomington, Indiana, are issuing citations to kids for saying 6-7.
You gotta be kidding me!
You
How
want to talk
can that
about
be
throwing
punishable?
gasoline on the
Oh
fire?
my God! Yeah,
Let's get right-
totally.
Thank God.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
wonder how many.
That'll work.
Yeah.
You know what kids are going to say? They're going to be going up to him and they're going to go, "How many of those citations have you given out today? Like 6, 7?"
And the
I
guy
don't
will
even
go
know what
8.
to say about that.
Yeah, I just love when something comes up that's as random as this. We haven't had a good randomness like this in the in society in a while. So that's why I'm loving the whole 6-7 thing. So anyway,
It does tend to, like, that statement right there does tend to highlight the idiocy of society.
it does. It absolutely
Holy
does.
crap.
Yeah.
Well, it came from a song.
And the separation of adults to kids, too. We'll give them citations.
But it
Yeah.
came,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What?
it came from a song, but it came from a rap song that no one had heard
Yes.
before the 6-7.
Literally, that's the only reason that song is known is
Yeah.
because of the 6-7
and
line
now it's
in
like
it.
huge on the streaming
Yes.
charts and all of that. Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I've noticed how often I say 6 or 7
Yeah.
in my everyday
just regular
life,
communication,
It'll come
yeah.
out of my mouth, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. I'll be there in like 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
So, well,
You're getting a citation, sir.
yeah, I feel like I deserve it. We've poured the beverage of mystery, so why don't we go ahead and play the
all right,
little
here we go.
beverage of mystery intro, and we'll try this here. The beverage of mystery. So the beverage of mystery is a segment on the program where one of us will bring something in, and the only person who knows what it is the person what brung it.
I
And
didn't even have to get it close to my nose before
that's
I
me
could smell
today.
it.
Did you mention Jello shots earlier? The
I did,
smells
I
like
did.
it smells
Does
like the
kinda smell like a
raspberry Jello
shot, doesn't it? Yeah.
Thought it melted.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So this is, it's very berry.
Very, very.
Yes.
Very berry,
yes.
for sure.
I hope that's the name of it.
Very, very.
Isn't there a product named Very Berry?
I'm sure there's lots
Yeah,
of flavors
yeah,
of
probably
things,
so,
gum
yeah.
and things.
All right.
Fizzy Robitussin.
So we know it's berry on the nose. What does it taste like when you sip it?
Oh, it's not good.
Nope.
How much fake sugary aftertaste do you want?
It's a little
'Cause
too
this has
sweet.
all of it.
It's a little too sweet. I guess I'm getting kind of used to the hard seltzer vibe,
Yeah.
which doesn't have that sweetness, and so it doesn't have a reason to have that aftertaste, that sugary aftertaste.
Remember the one we had that had no sweetness and had vodka in it? And we were like, that's good.
Yeah.
This almost has like
I do.
aspartame, like
It does.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, big time.
fake sugar.
Carson
The other one I remember that was pretty good was the Snoop Dogg gin and juice. Remember that? That wasn't seriously, that wasn't bad. Yeah, that wasn't bad. This is too sweet for me. I like
Yeah,
it, but
this
it's too
is-
sweet. Like I like it until the aftertaste, I guess, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Is it fizzy? It looks fizzy, but it doesn't feel fizzy on my palate.
I feel like maybe it would have been fizzy if I had poured it a little more recently.
I
but
think it
poured
started
before the show.
fizzy.
Yeah,
It
I think
tastes
it would,
like it should have started slightly
would be
fizzy.
better over ice too.
Let
I
me
think.
ask you a question,
Yes.
Cruz. Is that a beverage of mystery in your pocket, or are you just happy to be here?
Well, I'm very happy to be here because I'm looking at 5
Yeah.
amazing-looking bottles of whiskey. But there is a beverage of mystery in my pocket, and it is Daisy's Social Soda. It's blueberry lemonade, and it contains THC.
Nice.
And with that,
what
Ian
it is.
sets his aside. You want to take
Yeah.
a look at the can, see what we're dealing
Yeah.
with? I think it's 10 milligrams per serving, but are there more than one? Is there more than one
yeah,
serving?
last time we had one that was like 10 milligrams, serves two.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that's a
I
lot of
commend
milligrams.
them
Oh, yeah,
on
2
blueberry
servings per
lemonade.
container.
Oh, is that 2 servings as well?
I will admit I have had this over ice, and it's better.
And it's a skinny can, so it makes you feel like you're skinnier.
Yeah, it's like
Or
I
it makes
lost,
my hands look enormous.
I'm going to launch a YouTube series called "How I Lost Weight Drinking Michelob Ultra."
Because you just stopped drinking.
Yeah, you stop drinking altogether. It's like I went from alcohol to water. I lost weight like crazy.
It's just the water diet.
Yeah, that's right. I kind of expected us to like this more than we did.
Product
commend them on-
education. Start slow with 1 serving to understand the product effect. However, effects of this product may be delayed by up to 2 or more hours. Do not consume more than 2 servings within a 24-hour period. This product contains less than 3% of any tetrahydrocannabinol.
That would be THC.
Tetrahydrocannabinol, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever said that whole thing.
No, but now I
Big
know.
word.
All cannabinoid ingredients are derived from hemp.
Use that for your drunken fact, huh?
There you go.
Yeah, no. All right, or stone fact, as the case may be.
Stone fact.
Stone facts would go a totally different direction
Stoner facts.
than drunken fact, don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a lot longer.
And they would all include the word and start with the word
Dude.
All right, dude, we got to take a break. We're going to come back and start tasting whiskeys next. Plus, we still have
for
the drunken fact and a whole lot more, including finding out what Ian had to smoke this week. We'll be right back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Oh, welcome back. What a sound.
That was nice.
That was exceptional.
Yeah.
I love it. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. My name is Cruz. My co-host is Ian Barry. We have guests in the studio from Hard Truth Distilling. But before we get to that, let's do the drunken fact, Terry.
All right. And now it's time for another Smoking and Toasting Drunken Fact.
a feature which lives on only to play the fanfare. That's absolutely it.
There's no good reason for that.
Every week when I'm hunting down another fact, I go, I got to find something because we got to hear that fanfare.
Got to do it for the fanfare.
Got to do it for the fanfare. Drunken fact is something you can drop on people at a party when everybody's drinking, and you can show yourself to be someone who knows things. And these facts are all ostensibly true. They're not.
I mean, they're on the internet. They have to be
Yeah,
true,
right. They're not made up, at least by us. So here we go. Today's drunken fact: a careful viewing will reveal that all of the visible clocks in Quentin Tarantino's classic movie Pulp Fiction are set to 4:20.
Oh, nice.
Looks like I'm going to have to rewatch the film
Yeah.
just to prove that.
See that
heard
drunken
that.
fact.
But all of the visible clocks are set to 4:20. I think that's just a brilliant little Easter
Yeah.
egg, don't you?
No matter what time of the day it is.
Yeah. So, Quentin Tarantino, this fanfare is for you. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So there you go. Drop that at your next party. It'll be women will swoon around you if you're a guy. That's just the way it works.
Okay, Austin Powers.
That's how it happens.
Do my drunken facts make you horny, baby? So, if they answer yes, either marry them or run.
Yeah.
One of the two. I don't know which is more appropriate. So we've got. Let's sip a little whiskey, and then you can tell me about your cigar, Ian, because I'm so anxious to get started on this. This is Hard Truth Distilling, which is based out of Indiana. Are you in Bloomington? Is that where the?
So I live in Bloomington, but the distillery is in Brown County, Indiana.
Okay.
Little Nashville.
Okay.
So it's about 30 minutes east of Bloomington.
So this raises the question. Then we know all about obviously Kentucky and Tennessee whiskey. Here we know about Texas whiskey, and some of it's quite good. But Indiana whiskey, that's another thing altogether, right? Is Indiana becoming more known for whiskey, or are you guys kind of an outlier?
Well, I think that when you first say Indiana and whiskey, people think automatically MGP,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
there's a considerable amount of that whiskey in the world, and they actually make really good whiskey. But in 2015, the laws changed in Indiana, allowing you to co-locate a artisan distillery if you had a brewery or a winery in good standing. And so we've got now over close to 50 artisan distilleries in the state of Indiana. But Hard Truth was one of the first ones to really scale immediately.
Nice. I love it. And speaking of love, the nose on this rye.
Bubble gum and
my.
cinnamon on this is outrageous.
So much wonderfulness emanating from this glass. I love it.
This is our High Road Rye whiskey. This is more of a Kentucky or Maryland style whiskey. It's 55 rye, 36 corn, and the remainder malted barley. All right.
Wow, it's good. So this is. I'm curious as to why you opened with this one. Usually, when we have people on who bring multiple whiskeys, we'll open with more like a bourbon or just a straight.
He knew it would be my favorite.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you went with the rye. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like you go to see Led Zeppelin. They open with Stairway to Heaven. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But in fairness, we haven't tasted the others yet, so
Right, yeah,
we'll
well,
see
so-
what happens when we get there.
This particular mash bill does really well in that lower proof point range. So whenever we were trying to figure out how to bring this whiskey to life, and I was going through the evaluations, I always start and literally take it from whatever the cask strength is down one proof all the way to 90. And with this particular mash bill, right in between 92 and 94 proof, right in that 93 proof range, all these cool barrel notes came out. So maple, kind of that really, because there was always the fruitiness from the whiskey itself, but those barrel notes really kind of express
There's that
themselves.
slight oak astringency on the finish too. That just leaves you with that enough dryness to make you go, I have to have another.
What
sip.
I love is the wonderful way that the sweetness is kind of balanced by the pleasant sting, if you will, of the rye.
Yes.
It's just a wonderful little dance it's sort of doing on your palate, and it's super interesting. And again, if this is your opener, I'm pretty excited about the
There's a
other
very
4 bottles.
sweet whiskey hook
Yeah.
too that comes up a little bit late in the game. Like after you've already settled the palate a little bit, it comes up and just sneaks in on you. It's very nice.
Well, and this one, because we took this one down to 93 proof, we can offer it at a price that's really a great intro to the brand.
So what does a bottle of this run?
This sits on the shelf around $40.
Nice.
And we are, I know we talked about MGP, but we are 100% grain to glass, farmer to bottle. So every whiskey that we're going to taste today,
I like the rustic cork that you have going on in these.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Thank you. I've got actually, there are a couple things I can take credit for, and the cork is one of them from a design standpoint.
It's
so
very rough hewn, and I think that's very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just got it sort of sets the tone for the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this is wonderful. Can't wait to get into the others, which we will do. Plus, as I promised, we'll find out what Ian had to smoke this week. We'll do that next. It's Smoking and Toasting. Oh, man. That's just wonderful on so many levels. I know the can got a little excited from Jester King there, but
That's a very happy can.
that will happen. I'd just like to let people know sometimes the more interesting things on the show, and it's not hard to come up with something more interesting than most of the things on the show, but sometimes the most interesting things happen during the break, and that was when we were talking about the next pour of whiskey, and Terry made the comment that, you can get this rye out of his cold, dead hands.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
dumping it.
Yeah, we
Unless
were
it's
like,
right
okay,
into
if
my mouth.
if you need to dump so we can try the next whiskey, go ahead, and that's the way it's going to go. Ian, I know you're pouring beer, but do you have an opportunity to smoke anything interesting this week?
I did. I went back with a classic that I found. Mm-hmm. And I'm having a hard time pouring because this is fizzing up really
Well,
hardcore.
it got really agitated at opening, so maybe just pour and let it sit a little bit, and then you can tell us
not
about your
drink
cigar.
instantly? Miss Robin, would you mind?
I know
gotcha.
that's a tough thing, but
I don't understand. H. Upman, 1844 Añejo.
Oh, nice,
You've
dude.
seen these. It's been out for a while,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I just ran across it. And I was like, I haven't had an H. Upman in a while. Actually, I think the last one I had was a Banker, and those are really nice.
Mm-hmm.
The appearance on this, milk chocolate brown, smooth with some veins, mostly firm, classy kind of brush brass / brown label. Pre-light sniff on this earthy barnyard coffee, some sweet spice. Pre-light draw, I used a clip. Effortless draw, mild sweet creaminess with mild spice and tangy fruit finish. The initial light on this, mild pepper. No big
blast, just
blast or
yeah.
anything like that. Mild pepper, toast, cashew, coffee, and sweet creaminess. It's actually pretty complex on the initial light.
Nice.
The first third on this comes in with toast, sweet cream, and butter. Cashew, tangy earth finish, big silky smoke, perfect burn. The retrohale on this is a little sweet, a little creamy with just a hint of spice on the back end. The second third of this, nuttiness and coffee kind of dominate this area of the cigar. Notes of sweet cream and earth with a light pepper finish. The retrohale, again, is sweet, creamy, a little touch of pepper on the end. Perfect burn. The last third of this, pepper ramps up, sweet, creamy notes remain. More of the same going on. This is, it's not exactly a one-trick pony because there's a lot of things going on. They just happen from the beginning to the end. It doesn't change a lot. And so it's quite a nice cigar. Coming in at $12 on this is, I believe, what I paid for it. I believe that's what I looked up on it. This is a fantastic cigar, so
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 5.
So you're saying there wasn't a lot of changes from like the first to the second and the final
it didn't
third.
change much, but it
what
had a lot of
was
things
good.
going on. Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes that's the case. And I feel like when we're kind of reviewing cigars for the show, the review may be less interesting, but it doesn't mean the cigar was less
This
interesting.
was less this was less like watching a movie and more like a Where's Waldo picture, right?
Right.
It stays still. You just have to look around for all the different things going on in it.
My favorite Where's Waldo reference of all time was on The Simpsons when Bart opens up a Where's Waldo book and there's the usual scene, but there's this giant Waldo right in the middle. And Bart goes, "Oh man, he's not even trying anymore." I don't know why that just stuck with me through the years, but that's perfect. I got to tell you, I'm excited about trying this whiskey because this from Hard Truth Distillery out of Indiana is a sweet mash wheated bourbon, and it's bottled in bond. So let's go through these things one by one. What's a sweet mash?
So we decided when we started to make whiskey that we wanted to, I was kind of guarded with figuring out how we were gonna make whiskey.
Okay.
I met Shane and Pat at Wilderness Trail, and had learned a lot about the sweet mash process. But for me, it was all about how it hit my palate. So sweet mash, in its simplest terms, fresh water, fresh grain, fresh yeast, every single mash in.
So how does that differ from what you would not refer to as a sweet mash?
Sour mashing.
Okay.
So with sour mashing, I think sour mash whiskey producers have, the marketing folks have really woven this beautiful story that's akin to like a sourdough mother bread starter coming from generations before.
Sure.
But the reality is that the sour mash process is the waste stream from your whiskey production, which is everything but the ethanol. So it's the spent yeast, grain, water, and everything that's left from fermentation that normally goes out to feed cattle as slop. They found that by putting about 10% total volume back into the next fermentation, help protect that next batch from bacterial contamination.
Okay.
So in whiskey making, you're open fermentation. So some of the big distilleries back in the day, before they had clean steam and stainless steel, they were having problems with bacterial colonization in their distilleries.
And this helped to fight that.
It acidifies the mash, so it's really, really acidic product, and the acidifying of the mash protects the yeast, essentially.
But as we've come forward technology-wise and understand a little bit more about, cleanliness and what that means in the process, it's not necessary in the way that it used to be, and we can experiment with things like sweet mash. Is that right?
That's right, and I think for a long time, people, especially in the Kentucky world, were like, why would we do anything different,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
This is the way we've always done it.
That's right. So, but with sweet mash, for me, it really celebrates the grain in a different way. So the distillate that comes off of our still, clear, is incredibly sweet, complex, fruity. A lot of those off flavors that are created through the sour mashing process that rely on the barrel for subtraction are not there. Okay. So while it doesn't give you a cheat code to release a whiskey earlier, the whiskey tastes better earlier.
Okay, and just for those who don't know, weeded bourbon means exactly what do you have to do to qualify as a weeded bourbon?
Yeah,
What
so
does it have to be?
there's really no official class. Well, there is a class designation, but essentially most bourbons are corn, rye, malted barley. Kind of a traditional classic bourbon mash bill. With weeded bourbons, you are subbing the wheat for the rye.
Okay.
So obviously some classic Larceny, Maker's Mark. There's some big
Weller.
leaders out there. Weller.
And finally, bottled in bond. We've talked about it many times, but just for anybody that doesn't understand, what does that mean?
So it means, the simple rules are it had to have been created from one distillery, from one season, which is the first or second half of the year, under the direction of one master distiller, at least 4 years old, and bottled at exactly 100 proof.
And this is one of the few things that's actually got some governmental regulation, correct?
Major teeth on this one.
Yeah.
And so it was really important to me as a distiller, especially because we have the words distilled in Indiana on our label, to be able to let the world know this is our whiskey. So when we first released bourbon to the market, I kind of, it was like one of the things that I was real precious about. I'm like, when we release bourbon, I'm releasing a bottled in bond to right out of the gate. So this was when we released our first whiskeys. 2 of them were bottled in bond.
And this is the way to stop a lot of counterfeiting and keep the quality up on bourbon.
And
Yeah.
look, I realize that
Help you not go blind.
that being a government employee right now does not feel like you have a great deal of job security, because so many of them, are being let go. But still, if I was offered a job as the official governmental bottled in bond check dude, and I had to go around to distilleries like Hard Truth
The
and
bottled
check
in
to make sure they're
bondsmith?
the bottled and bondsmith. There you go. I would take that job in a second.
Well, the truth is they just take our checks now.
Oh, there you go. Actually, the government is like that now in many ways. So that's not all that unusual. This is wonderful. It's great on the nose. I get more of that. Ian's always saying bubblegum, but it's here again.
Yeah, so you have this same bubblegum almost base, but this one has more caramel and
Yes.
it's a little sweeter overall, and there's a little bit of
It's like a dark chocolate type.
yeah, there's a lot going on in this, and it's also, you get a little bit of corn on a nose, just a kiss of it that and adds to the sweetness, and then of course you have, instead of the oak astringency, you have this mineral water kind of finish. It's a little different from the last one.
I just want to say, if you like Maker's Mark, graduate to this.
That's right.
This is a wonderful next step because it's just got the flavors are so intense, and yet there's nothing there that's, I would say, use the word scary. If you're somebody who's used to a more traditional bourbon, but man, it's just like so wonderful on the palate.
Thank
What
you.
does a bottle of this retail for?
What is this in
55.
Texas? 55.
55.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So what's a bottle of Maker's 46, Ian? Is it
$45 to $50, depending on.
worth the extra jump of a couple of bucks?
And then like Heaven Hill bottled in bonds right in the same price range.
yeah,
So
yeah, and that's a great whiskey.
yeah.
But this is every bit as good, if not better.
I really like that our wheated's got just a little bit more character. Sometimes wheated bourbons are a little bit flat for my palate. So what I love about this specific mash bill is most wheateds don't have that nice long finish. This one has a nice long finish.
Nice, and it just like goes on and on. I love that.
Yeah.
The whiskey hug is a little more immediate on this one as well, but it's still very pleasant. It's
But
not.
after the hug, though, you still get that
Yeah.
that trailing finish, which I just absolutely love. It's this to me would be a perfect cigar.
I would drink this floating down the river.
Yeah, this would be a perfect for pairing with cigars. Absolutely perfect. I love it. Ian, we poured a beer, but somehow I didn't wind up with one. I don't know what. I don't know what. Well,
It was getting a little foamy,
Yeah.
and so we all got a little bit.
okay. Well, we might need to pour just a little more. This is the Jester King New Zealand Pilsner, and interestingly enough, and it's not like I shook the can before I handed it to you. The can got a little excited at opening, and then when you poured it, it was about like the glass was like about half foam. This is calmed down a little bit now, but let's see what we think about this.
This is incredibly crisp. This is like green apple with less sweetness.
Right. To my taste buds, New Zealand Pilsners are a little less sweet than maybe
I
a
like
standard
this.
Pilsner.
It leaves this kind of cracked barley.
I love it. Yeah.
Finish, and then that hop comes in and leaves a bitter on top of that sweet cracked barley. It's really interesting how it just kind of, and it sits there on the palate for a while just that way.
So you get a kind of a Granny Smith apple up front, but then that fades into this wheat and whatever that lingering.
Have you ever made beer? Out of
I
curiosity?
have made beer. Yeah, I made beer in high school and college.
'Cause the
just-
beginning process is it's the same thing, right?
It is. I always tell people that are in the beer world, if you can make beer, whiskey is a really easy next step.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there's still lots of nuance, but
Yeah.
the amount of maniacal sanitation that you have to employ to ferment and create a proper beer, most of that goes out the window.
You remember
for
we talked
distilling.
about it with the home brewers last week. Sanitation.
Yes.
There's a lot of sanitation.
Yeah.
You got to clean everything.
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
you're done cleaning it, you got to clean it.
Yeah. Right. And then you got to clean what you cleaned.
Right.
So it's a multi-step
Yeah, if
process.
you want it to be good. So what do you think of this one?
I love it.
I think it's delicious. Yeah, this is really right up my alley. If I'm going to drink beer, I love, one of my favorite things is to see the American beer world, craft beer world, going more into Pilsners and lagers.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
And that's happened a lot in the last 2 years.
Are you a beer drinker at all?
I am. I do like beer. I like more hazy IPAs.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got one coming
Yeah.
for you. So this will be this will be very interesting. I did notice when I was announcing the beers we were going to have on the show today, she kind of went ooh at the
Oh, yeah.
hazy IPA. So a fellow IPA lover, because I'm often alone in this room because I'm the IPA guy. And Ian, well, I brought you some IPAs you've liked. In fairness.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
They just have
so-
to be real good. They can't be all unbalanced.
Real quick, let me tell you about the cigar I had this week. It was the Rojas 10th Anniversary Toro. I said Rojas like Donald
I
Trump.
haven't found a
Rojas.
Rojas that I haven't loved yet.
Noel Rojas is one of the cigar industry's up-and-comers. He's won over a lot of fans in a short period of time, thanks to Rojas blends like Street Tacos and Blue Bonnets. That said, even this relative newcomer has now been in the cigar business for a little over 10 years. And so the company released a 10th anniversary cigar last year to celebrate the achievement. And that cigar is called, appropriately enough, the Rojas 10th Anniversary LE, or Limited Edition cigar. The Rojas
They
10th
didn't
Anniversary.
spend a lot of time in the boardroom on
Yeah,
that name.
no, and it's probably good that they didn't. You know, sometimes you come up with some things that are like, What? Usually at Rojas, they're naming them stuff like street tacos. So this was a more straightforward thing. The Rojas 10th anniversary is a 6x50 Toro that uses an Ecuadorian Habano Maduro wrapper from the Oliva Tobacco Company over fillers grown by Rojas in 3 different regions of Nicaragua. It's a very nice-looking cigar with a chocolate brown wrapper and a purple and gold double band. I used a V-cutter to open up the head of the stick and got down to business. The pre-light sniff showed notes of earth and coffee, and the cold draw had those notes as well, but also a kind of a jammy sweetness that was different from other Nicaraguan cigars I've had before. Initial puffs were very interesting, gave me a lot of hope that this cigar was going to be a really good one. Notes of cocoa, along with espresso and earth, rolled around on the palate, and that jammy sweetness that I'd gotten on the cold draw was there as well, adding to the intrigue and swirling mix of flavors. Construction started off strong, and the strength was right at medium-bodied. Right around the beginning of the second third, the wrapper started to burn unevenly, leaving a very crooked burn line. I tapped the ash off and used my lighter to tidy things up, and that seemed to work, at least for the moment. Flavor-wise, I got more earth and chocolate, along with hints of leather, and the jammy sweetness mellowed out a little bit more to a kind of a marshmallow sweetness kind of vibe, reminding me of the outside layer, of the marshmallow with all that dust on it, whatever they call it. By the final third, I'm sure it's like flour. By the final third, earth and toasted cedar were the dominant notes. Sweetness had receded slightly and a hint of chocolate remained. The burn was better but not even and required a couple more touch-ups before I finished, but the good news is that none of those seemed to impact the flavor of the cigar. Strength grew incrementally as the Rojas 10th Anniversary Toro smoked, starting at medium-bodied, graduating to medium-plus in the last third. One minor negative: the purple and gold bands were not very easy to remove, probably from a little too much glue used to hold the band together. I managed to tear the second band off in pieces and fortunately did not snag the wrapper tobacco, so all was well. But that said, be careful with this one. And Ian, you of all people know how hard it is to hold the band together.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, 10th anniversary El Toro from Noel Rojas is not cheap, but not ridiculous. It was a limited release of only 3,500 boxes, so it probably won't be around long enough to see a big price drop, although you can still find it pretty easily. Coming in at $13 to $15 per stick. It's a challenge for me to rate it above a 5 on our price to quality scale, but I do want to emphasize that it was a very pleasant, nice smoking experience with a unique blend of flavor. In the end, I think it was good enough to rate a cautious 5 and say it was worth the price. For a limited edition, at least, that's not outrageously expensive. And if you can find them for less, I'd grab them while you can. A different cigar to be sure, but a good one. All right, they've been playing the music to play me off here for about a minute and a half, so let me just take a break, and we'll be back with more on whiskey, more on beer, and more on cigars. This is Smoking and Toasting. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our program is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Came across an interesting article at AmericanCraftBeer.com about pints per person, the states with the most craft breweries per capita as of last year. Wondered if you'd care to guess what state was number one. This is
with the most
breweries per capita. So, maybe the smaller states will do a little better here. I don't know.
Okay, so Massachusetts has to be on there. Mm-hmm. Massachusetts has a lot of breweries, I believe.
It's not number one, though. Number one is close. It's Vermont.
Vermont. Okay.
Yeah. Number two is Maine.
Wow.
And number 3 is Montana. Not because there are very many breweries, but because no one actually lives there. Yeah. So
There's 3 breweries.
I've forgotten which is which. Is one of these Terry's?
That is, this is Terry's.
This is Terry's,
Yep,
okay.
I know.
And I've still been drinking the last one, so I'll go ahead and let you get ready for this one. Thought you guys might be interested to check home states. What's home state for you?
Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois.
Yes.
Illinois comes in on this list of states of per capita at 33.
Okay.
Okay. And Indiana?
Indiana, yeah.
28
Okay.
on the list.
I figured Colorado would be up in the top 3.
Yeah. Texas, by the way, is 48th
Wow.
out of 51.
Yeah, but Texas is
so
so
many breweries.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about like Florida?
Colorado, by the way, is 6th. on the list.
Okay.
This is number of craft breweries per capita.
Right.
And this is out of 2004. You asked about
Yeah.
Florida.
Do they even have craft breweries over there?
They
Yeah.
do.
Or they
No,
just have
the-
crazy people?
Cigar City Brewing,
Oh, okay.
which
Yeah,
by the
Cigar
way,
City's very good.
is moving to Ybor City. So
Really?
yeah, so they're I read that this week online. They're moving to Ybor City, so it'll be Cigar City Brewing in Cigar City,
we need
USA.
to have an S&T road trip to Ybor City.
I am very excited about
I have a
that
friend that works for
whole
them, so I
concept.
can get you guys.
Really?
Works for Ybor
We're,
City?
we're totally
Cigar
in.
City
Did you
or
get
Cigar,
that?
yeah.
Works
Yeah.
for
Wow.
Cigar City.
Yep.
I love
Did they
Cigar
ever come
City
to
Brewing.
Houston? We didn't have them on show.
I'll get him for you.
Wow.
Florida, by the way, is 45th, Terry.
Okay,
yeah.
45th. 45th.
So I think it's because mostly they drink out of
I
state
would guess
beer like
Pennsylvania
Michelob
has
Ultra.
a lot
Yeah.
of breweries.
Pennsylvania is a good one. They're
And
17th.
Michigan.
17th, and Michigan is 14th.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
What about Hawaii? Is Hawaii on there?
Hawaii, that's a great question because there's not as many people.
Wukalakahiki,
I'm
come on,
looking.
you wanna
Hawaii
lay me-
is 42nd.
Uh-huh.
New Jersey's 43rd. I would have expected that to be higher.
Right.
Yeah, I would've.
New Jersey, though, is small enough, but they're surrounded by breweries, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah.
Where's like New York in there?
New York is not as high as you would expect, and there's some really great
Yeah.
breweries in New York. New York's 30th on the list.
Wow.
But that's so dense with people, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the top 10: Vermont, Maine, Montana, Wyoming, Alaska.
Okay.
But that's again
there's
because no
nothing
one
else to
lives
do.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the ones who do live there, there's nothing else to do.
One
Yeah.
person per
Yeah.
square.
If you
Giant
watched,
miles.
if you watched the, I don't know if it was the 4th or 5th season of True Detective on HBO with Jodie Foster,
It was so good.
it was great, but it convinced me I never want to go to Alaska ever. That was the most depressing
Bleak.
thing. Just bleak. No one has anything positive to
Wow.
do. It makes for a great
So
show.
not
but-
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, no, definitely not. So Alaska was 5th, followed by Colorado, Oregon, New Hampshire, Washington, that's Washington State, and Idaho at number 10. Again, I don't think very many people live there. So if they got like 2 craft breweries, they're rocking. So
I've driven through Idaho. Very boring.
yeah, were there
Lots of
potatoes?
potatoes.
I just wondered. That's
Very boring.
Idaho's one of the few states I've never visited, so I haven't.
The western part of the state is jaw-droppingly gorgeous.
yeah, and
Is it?
isn't
Oh,
Idaho the place where people are?
You're implying the eastern part is crap.
Yeah.
Isn't Idaho
go
one of the
there.
places where people are moving from California, like in droves, because it's so like quiet and
Absolutely.
still and
Potato-y.
potato?
They're going to get snow.
I love potatoes. I'm moving to Idaho.
Exactly.
I do love some potatoes.
So we have poured yet a third of your concoctions here from Hard Truth Distilling, and is this the sweet mash
This
bourbon?
is sweet and creamy with a touch of butter.
So it's sweet mash bourbon. It's not a wheated bourbon though.
It's not, correct. So this is 73 corn, 19 rye, and the remainder malted barley. The thing I want you guys to notice about this whiskey, if you would, back to your buttery comment.
Butter. I mean,
This is a 90 proof whiskey. This is the mash bill that we that really highlights the way that we control our still and control the oil content that comes over on the still. This is a good highlight of that because a lot of times at 90 proof whiskeys can get thin. This one is not thin.
It's not thin
It's
at all.
very, very
No.
full flavor.
Yeah, very full
yeah,
flavor.
no,
very big
it's-
mouthfeel
yes.
for whiskey. Like it's not
Yes.
it's not thin. I wouldn't use it to describe it at all.
No, and it coats the mouth. Also,
Yeah.
just that buttery note. Like, I'm loving that. It's buttery, almost a caramel kind of butter.
So let me ask you. This is the question I just love to talk about with distillers. It's like, so you come up with this and you go, okay, that's a winner. We're gonna
A touch of salt on the aftertaste.
yeah,
too.
we're gonna bottle
some of
this.
the
yeah.
salinity in it.
We're gonna bottle this. We're gonna sell it. It's our sweet mash bourbon, and it does well. Now here comes another year. You've now got to blend for this same flavor, right?
Yes.
How do you do that? I don't.
strange alien voodoo.
It's magic or something.
Well,
how
it's
do you
either-
blend for flavor? Like what are the variables you could use if you're trying to make sure you get it exactly to where it tastes like what we bought last year?
It's a great question. We started out with a lot of more additional complicating factors. So I use multiple barrel styles. So then that means within even each mash bill, I've got a lot of different ingredients.
Right.
But really, my blends happen first on paper, and then on an Excel spreadsheet, and then we do micro blends. But it
Interesting.
is definitely 3D, 4D chess.
See, I would have thought that most great blends start out as wonderful accidents. It's like, let's try this, and you try it, and then it's
Very,
great.
very intentional.
Very intentional. That's so
You know,
interesting.
if like a person who's a master chef, I feel like you know your ingredients well enough to where when you put these things together, you have within a small percentage
A sense of
idea
what it's gonna do.
exactly what
Yeah.
this is going to taste
Well,
like.
yeah, we taste every barrel 5 to 7 times from when it goes in the barrel to when it's released. So
I mean, I want that
know
job.
them all intimately.
Let me
yeah.
let me ask maybe the most important question of the day: are you hiring?
Yeah,
Or can we just come join you,
can
when
just
you're
you,
tasting
you can-
those
you
can
5
be
to
a
7
celebrity
times?
employee for the day.
We'll
Yes.
just wander
Celebrity
around.
employee
I'll
for a
carry
day?
a clipboard. I have no shame. Like I'll totally do it. I'll totally do it. All right, we got to take a break. We will be back with hour 2 of Smoking and Toasting. Drinking News is right around the corner. We have more whiskeys to taste, and it's time to get into a hazy IPA next. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Hour 2 is underway, and we are the program that's all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Heard all over the country, by the way, on great radio stations everywhere. I won't do my Casey Kasem impression this week, but
Did you know
it's
that each one of those pops that we've started the show with is a different bottle?
the different bottle, and that's what I love about doing the show is the fact that we got different bottles going on over here. This is
5,
You know, when
not
you-
6 or 7.
when you
but
bring-
5.
when you bring Hard Truth Distilling on, they come prepared. That's just all I want to say. They are prepared, and so far, they have not disappointed with a single pour. I mean, this has all been terrific. So
Thank you.
I know we're going to the Sweet Mash Rye in a moment, but first of all, Ian's pouring some beers, and I wanted to get to our IPA because I have a fellow IPA lover in the room.
Yes.
And this is exciting for me because, you know, sometimes Ian dogs on the IPA style.
I only dog on the IPAs when they suck.
Yeah, well, fair enough. And there's been, you know, I don't like every IPA, but I would suggest I probably like more of them than you do, Ian. Just generally
Well,
speaking.
yes, you're predisposed to like the IPAs.
I think there's a place.
Me,
Is
I
this
think they
one,
need to
Terry?
be.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
I noticed Terry got a very generous pour, so there you go, Terry. Please do
Well,
not
he
ask
sees
for
that
a-
I'm not using the dump.
Yeah.
The dump.
Thank you
Yeah.
for helping us with that. By the way, as long as we pour well for Terry, he doesn't.
Don't
ask
tell our
for-
secrets.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah, he doesn't ask for a raise as long as we pour,
right.
generously. So, so there you go. When did you know that you wanted to be a master distiller?
Well, when the opportunity to join this company that was starting, we had a successful beer business in the state of Indiana, and they jumped through the hoops to get the artisan distiller permit, and I met the partners and saw an opportunity. I'd turned 40, kind of a lot of things in my life had led up to this moment, and so for me, it's just been kind of a mono-focused, I want to make the best liquid I can, and then everything else is going to happen how it happens.
That's your midlife crisis.
That was it.
That's amazing.
Pretty good.
Awesome.
Pretty good.
Some people buy a Corvette and do nothing else with their lives. This man makes badass whiskey.
I don't think it's fair to say they do nothing else. You know what else they do is they come and drive around the park at 2 a.m. and roar their engines really loud right by where I live. So that's something.
But it's so cool when it bounces off the buildings like that, and I can
wow,
hear it.
dude. Wow. And to the guys who know how to make their cars backfire multiple times, that's just not that interesting. I'm sorry. It's not that interesting. But back to distilling. If I'm a young person now coming out of, let's say, high school or going into college, and this is something that I think I'd really be interested in pursuing, what's the right place to go and ways to learn what I need to know in order to become, eventually one day a distiller or a master distiller?
The cool thing is the James B. Beam Institute down in Lexington at the University of Kentucky has actually put together a full program now, and they've got a column still and a rick house and the whole thing. So
Wow.
it's really cool that they have that. But I would say, still just like most trades, just go go start
Just go get a
filling
job.
bottles.
Yeah,
go get a job. you know.
So, what would you say? And by the way,
There's
this
a
is
lot of
this is
there's a lot of
incredible. I've been sipping.
brewmeisters.
This is
There's a lot of
incredible.
brewmeisters and distillers, I think, that started out that
Yeah.
way. Like they started at the bottom and then just kept
Started out
kept being
stacking,
interesting and
stacking
being
cans
interested
and-
and keep
yeah.
going. You know,
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
a little
true.
like High Fidelity. Those guys just kept hanging around.
Yes.
One day.
Yeah.
But if there's a thing that you have identified that separates the truly great master distillers from just the wannabes like I would be if I were like taking the courses and learning and then trying to do something, what do you think that is? What's that magical something? What makes them, Tom Brady instead of see, I almost mentioned the backup quarterback for the Texans, and then I thought, no, that's mean. He actually won a game or two, and he's filling in admirably while C.J. Stroud
We'll
is
say
out.
Jay Cutler. How about that?
There, perfect. Yeah. What makes you a Tom
about
Brady master
Osweiler?
distiller instead of a Brock Osweiler or a Jay Cutler distiller?
It's a great question. I think, most all distillers have an incredible passion. That's what brings them there. So I don't think that's ever lacking. I think maybe something that I've seen.
Tim Tebow had incredible passion,
Yeah.
but it didn't quite.
It was more like that movie, though.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think having your own lane and finding a place where you apply all the science and you do all the good process, but wherever you are in your region, like we're in Brown County, I know that I set everything up ahead of time, but at the end of the day, I want the whiskey to be what it wants to be. I mean, I'm working with my own farmers, my own place.
So my next question is a very simple one.
Okay.
Why is this so amazing?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
This one is
It's so
so much
good.
softer.
Oh yeah.
Like it comes across so soft on the palate right away, and then it just has this chocolatey note. Like,
So-
what is going on here?
This is the sweet mash rye, by the way, from
It
Hard
is.
Truth that we're
So
trying.
it's counterintuitive because this is cask strength. This is 94% rye, 6% malted barley.
Why is this? It's so
There's no
soft
corn.
right on the front of the palate, and then it has a spice. It's like having one of those chocolates with the spice of the jalapeno or something in there that
Yes.
spices it up.
Yeah.
Because the spice doesn't even happen until after you swallow, like at the end of the palate.
I love having you guys on as guests, but I feel like you haven't answered my question. Why is this so good?
Well, a lot of passion, I think that in the world of craft whiskey, especially, which I wouldn't even put us in that category because we're trying, we're growing to be the next heritage American whiskey brand. Awesome. But I would say that just the passion and the care that we take from, my farmer partner all the way to what goes in the bottle, it's just maniacal.
The problem I have with this whiskey is if I buy this and bring it home, I might get a glass of it because my wife will destroy it.
She loves rye, doesn't she?
Loves rye.
Yeah.
So
And this would be like,
You got to hide it from her.
So it's interesting that we're having
the
this
back of the
sweet
piano.
mash rye now because Ian has also poured this RTB Haze, this IPA from Roaring Table Brewing, and historically we've found that ryes and IPAs
Yes,
do
they
go
do.
very well together,
and these do.
And IPAs don't go with all whiskeys that well, or cigars, by the way. But you've already made the comparison, Ian.
Oh, they go fantastic together. And by the way, this is a really good IPA. It's
so this
really
is
creamy.
It's well restrained too.
Roaring Table Brewing is out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. You said you had a Lake Zurich connection. You
Yeah,
told me.
my mom's from Lake Zurich.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she graduated 73.
When
So
when she steps outside onto her front porch at the beginning of the day, does she hear dun 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 dun? Because that's what I think of when I think of Lake Zurich. Because I think of the Olympics, right? I think of skiers. The whole thing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the whiskey. I don't know.
So, Roaring Table Brewery Company, RTB Haze, Hazy India Pale Ale, coming in at 6.2%. Tasting notes: stone fruit, passion fruit, guava,
I get all of that.
and
Yeah.
hops: Ilani, Crush, and Nectaron. And that's all the information they have on here. But it's actually quite good, and really, really works with the whiskey.
Oh, have you gone back to the whiskey after
have
having
not
a sip?
yet.
All right, try that out and let me know what you think.
We're gonna go here.
We don't get to do this with IPAs that much, but
Anybody want to take a stab at the ABV on this or the proof on this whiskey?
on the sweet mash rye.
Well, don't read it.
Yeah, I know. I was
stabbing at reading
I was
it.
totally.
Well, you've said all the other ones have been 90.
So I get very like even the whiskey hug is subdued on this one. So I would assume this was
Honestly, I would
just
say
above
it's,
proof, like
yes.
45-ish or 44-ish.
So this one is bottled. I always bottle this at cask strength. So this is actually 120.5.
Outrageous.
This has to be the smoothest, most easy drinking 120.5 I've ever had, or anything close to it.
And there's no corn in it. It's all rye.
I've got a bottle of barrel bourbon that's in that same range.
And it like
if you pour it on something, it might catch on fire.
right, no, you're 100% right. And it's like I love barrel,
I don't
but
light a
yes,
match next to it.
I only go for their stuff when I'm like I need a stiff drink. You know, it's
That's
totally true.
amazing. This
This
might
is-
be my favorite thing ever.
This is just
I knew you'd
absolutely
like it.
unbelievable because when you're operating from that kind of proof, how do you get it this smooth? It's I would
Yeah.
almost call it easy drinking.
It's
Yeah.
chocolatey
You know?
too. It's
That's
chocolatey
amazing.
and it's sweet and it's spicy.
This is definitely my favorite. The favorite barrels that I taste through our map.
It still spreads across the palate like the buttery one before, but it's not. But it's not super buttery. It's more of a caramely buttery thing. And then there's and you still have that slight bit of salt in there that I've noticed,
Yes.
not on the first one but on the last couple.
I love that you point that out. Salinity in whiskey is one of my favorite things to find because when you
Yeah.
find it, it almost rounds the flavor around like a
There's just a
umami
touch of
effect.
salt, like and it's towards the back of the palate. It's really interesting.
Yeah, but it keeps it interesting, almost like a saltwater taffy kind of a vibe a little bit. You know, it's just wow. I am so impressed by this. What is the retail price for this bottle?
We're sitting about 65 for this one.
Wow, that's and absolutely well worth
So
it.
these are all amazing and affordable.
Yes.
Right, yeah,
Like,
'cause-
right at the price point you want to pay.
Right,
We
'cause
want
you-
you to drink it, buy it again, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an aggressive market. We want people to drink this whiskey.
Buy, drink, repeat.
Yes.
That's the plan. I love it. So, hard truth. What does the name come from? What does it mean?
Yeah, so Brown County, Indiana is a real rough kind of beautiful, rugged part of Indiana. Most Indiana's flat, not Brown County. It looks like foothills of Appalachia. So we kind of talk about, the hard truths of living in those hills and everybody, if you want water, you
Kind
have
of like
to
an
build a pond.
Appalachian vibe, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But one of my partners coined the name, and it's been I'm just still shocked it was available from trademarking. But
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
no
yeah,
kidding.
right? Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And you got all the way through that process. You're like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Nobody really?
Yeah.
Nobody got this?
Yeah.
Nobody
Now,
bought
how did
hardtruth.com? No.
How did you arrive on this bottle shape?
So I was fortunate enough to be able to work with the designer on the bottle. I had this vision. In fact, I found the sketch the other day, and so just kind of was a dream in my mind, and that's what you need a good designer for, is to bring it to life.
I love that.
I wanted it to be amorphous.
It's subtly curved. Like it's not outrageously curved, but there's definitely texture to the bottle, which I like. I like the raised letters on the back.
Yeah, I was just about to say you've got raised letters on the back that say distilled with the finest grains and water, or by Indiana's sweet mash pioneers.
And then I love the rough-hewn cork on the top.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Which is uneven from bottle to bottle, but that brings a little character to each one, which I absolutely love.
It's the actual raw bark edge of the cork tree. So
love
if you
it.
think about that, so each one's completely unique and different.
I love it.
Yeah, thank
It
you.
looks like you could put it in an Old West movie,
Yes.
and it would be legit at the bar.
right.
right.
Yeah, like legit with that raised
Yeah.
lettering and that cork. You just
Yeah.
put that, face that out there, right there.
Yeah, if you're watching a Western set back in the old days
Yeah.
of the Wild West,
Leave the bottle.
and he goes he goes into the bar and
Exactly.
they pour
Whiskey.
him from like a Blanton's bottle. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's
no.
not that didn't exist back then.
Smack it off the counter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that didn't exist back
This
then.
is legit.
yeah. I can't think of the name of it now, but there was a whiskey that saw a sales renaissance when their bottle was featured in an episode of Star Trek Picard.
Oh,
I remember that. Yeah,
Wow.
I guess they go into a bar, he and somebody in there having a drink, and they pour the bottle, and it's clear what the whiskey is, and
Wow.
their sales
So all
shot
the
up.
nerds went out and bought.
Oh yeah. By the way, none of that whiskey has been consumed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all
It
just
just
sitting on
sits there in the
shelves
shelves, on the shelves.
next to Lego Starship
Everyone
Enterprises.
ordered, everyone ordered in Klingon.
Yeah, that's right.
The nerds are the last brand loyal drinkers. I will tell you that.
I watched a documentary the other day about Galaxy Quest.
Oh,
talking
that's
about how
great.
brilliant it is.
Oh,
It's
it is
amazing.
brilliant. That's just great stuff. All right, if we have time before the end of the show, I will tell you my Star Trek Vegas Klingon experience story. if we get there. Only if we get there. Drinking News is on the way. We have more whiskey to taste from Hard Truth and a little bit more beer on our way as well. It's Smoking and Toasting. Oh, welcome back. I was waiting. You started fading it out. It completely threw me off.
We are off the rails here.
It has nothing to do with how much whiskey I've had.
I just heard the pop.
Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. Speaking of hand-rolled cigars, there's a new Alec Bradley Fine and Rare blend that has just arrived at retailers, and like past releases, it's made of 10 different tobaccos. The
That's a lot of tobaccos.
limited edition Fine and Rare A&B 228, which sounds like an aircraft carrier. It's made in Honduras at the Races Cubanas factory, and this year's blend consists of 10 different tobaccos from 4 different countries and various regions. Its Criollo 98 wrapper was grown in the Trojes region of Honduras. Underneath are 2 binders, a Honduran leaf of Corojo 99, and another leaf of Nicaraguan Criollo 98 from Esteli, the cigar-making capital of Nicaragua that's known for growing powerful tobacco. So that leaves 7 more tobaccos. Would you like to hear what they are?
This sounds a little bit like, I'll take a pinch of this and a little bit of that.
Yeah. I mean, I could read these to you, but it'd just be me mispronouncing Criollo and
Which
and
is
stuff.
its own
But-
entertainment.
But
We can do that as a bonus
it's
segment.
Honduran, Nicaraguan, Mexican San Andres, Dominican,
I love
Nicaraguan,
San
and
Andres
Nicaraguan.
wrappers.
The cigar is intended to be medium in body. It comes in one size, a Churchill, and a suggested retail price of $19.99. So only 1,500 boxes are being produced. This is one of those things. I will not be buying a box, but I will definitely be trying to snag one of these to check it out.
Yeah.
10 different tobaccos. I mean, come on.
You know, it's
That's
funny
pretty
because we talked with Tony Barrios. He says, I think he said 3 or 4 is the limit. When you get past
3 or 4 different tobaccos in the blend?
countries,
Oh, countries. Okay.
it gets a little muddy.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So it's interesting, but everyone has a different take on those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Although Tony Barrios cigars are fantastic.
I was going to say he seems to know what he's doing because those
the Stallone,
Stallone
so
cigars are
good.
fantastic. No
need to
relation
call
to
that guy and get him back
Sylvester, but
No relation.
yeah, no, it's
He loves horses. He trains horses.
yeah, absolutely.
and he makes fantastic cigars.
Speaking of Sylvester Stallone, by the way, the latest season of Tulsa King was incredible. If you're not watching it, you should. It's awesome. So.
Oh, that's good to know. I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, no. Have you seen any of the earlier seasons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, 3rd season just cranks it way up.
Nice.
Yeah.
This smells
Stallone.
so good.
I love Stallone as a mob guy. He's so
Yeah,
perfect for
he is
that role.
perfect. He was built for it.
Have you ever watched Oscar?
Yeah.
I mean, he's brilliant in Oscar.
Yeah. He's
New York.
my favorite Stallone movie, though, will surprise you. It's not Rocky. It's a movie called Copland, where he plays this kind of older,
Copland.
overweight cop who is in the middle of all this crazy,
Yeah.
bad stuff going on, dirty cops, all
Yeah,
that. He's really, really good in it. It
I
was
thought you'd be all like, I am the law.
something like
Judge
that.
Dredd was what I was thinking for
Judge
sure.
Dredd,
Yeah, that's what I
baby.
was thinking.
Yeah, you got. Everyone should see that, not necessarily for the same reason, but everyone should see
it.
And you should see Rocky too if you haven't seen it. It's
yeah.
it's a
I
cultural
was stalling
touchstone.
there letting you talk about this. This whiskey smells so good.
Oh, yeah, so-
I'm just enjoying this. If there was a candle made out of this, first off, the cinnamon is huge on this.
All right, so what you're talking about is the Hard Truth Barrel Finish Reserve Sweet Mash Rye Straight Rye Whiskey.
cinnamon with
Yes.
vanilla and caramel right underneath it.
And so with the barrel finish series, this one is finished with toasted Mizunara staves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mizunara is
The Japanese oak.
okay.
So they also make it into barrels, but it's a very twisty,
and
slow-growing.
isn't this a very
wood.
like
So
almost?
chocolatey.
I don't want to say rare, but like this is a very sought after kind of
Yeah.
barrel for
This
barrel
is
wood,
an
right?
It is.
absolute
Yes, it is.
cinnamon chocolate bomb. Like one sip.
I know this isn't the THC show, but dude,
So Mizunara lends this like a little bit of toasted marshmallow, but also this cool sandalwood, almost incensey kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the whiskey we tasted right before this, same base whiskey as this, but this is what the Mizunara kind of brings.
just the
with it.
difference in what it's finished in.
Yes.
Wow. And how long was this aged?
So the original whiskey was aged about 5 years, and then we put the toasted Mizunara staves in for about 8 to 10 weeks on average per barrel. But really the key is to, whenever you either take a whiskey out and put it in a finishing barrel or dose the whiskey with a finishing, like a stave, the important thing is once you take it out, you need to let that whiskey rest for another 6 to 8 weeks. So,
And why is that?
I think that on a molecular level, all those additional flavors just have a chance
Just
to
have a
kind of
chance to
marry and
marry.
integrate.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
know, so-
lasagna. When you make it the first day,
Dude,
it's okay.
Day
Yes.
2 lasagna is
But
the
day two, it gets, yeah.
That's it. It becomes one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it congeals into one format.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it.
I like to say coagulates.
Coagulates. I like that better.
Coagulates.
Yeah, that's
You eat cold lasagna.
that's a better word.
Makes it sound more appetizing.
So when most distilleries start out, they either, start distilling their own whiskey. They put it in the casks and wait now for it to age long enough to be released. Some distilleries will either do, vodka or something else they can release right away, or a blended whiskey to start out.
A lot of times an MGP product.
Right.
Correct.
And you said you have, was one of these like a second year of aging that you were able to release it?
Yes. But anything you ever see in these bottles is 100% ours, grain to glass.
Right.
When we started with cash flow from our hospitality part of our business. So our distillery sits on 325 acres. We've got a 300-seat restaurant, 1,500-person
That's
outdoor
awesome.
music venue where the stage is down in the bottom of the holler. It's an incredible place. But yes, this whiskey is all ours.
Terry, will you take care of looking into airfare to Bloomington?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bloomington International Airport.
That's right.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
Indianapolis.
So,
Yes.
so what was the Terry? Are we overtime here?
Yeah,
Do I
we need to roll, wrap it up and up.
I need to bail. We'll be back with drinking news, but I have more questions because this
Right.
whiskey is definitely worth finding out more about. This is the hard truth, and we're giving it to you live here on Smoking and Toasted. Nice.
I had to ham up the engagement drama.
We don't get to open as many bottles here on Smoking and Toasted beer-wise as we used to.
We do that so much that we actually have a name for it, engagement drama.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And the biggest part of engagement drama with opening a bottle of beer, if it's a bottle and has a bottle cap on it, the biggest part of the engagement drama is, in fact, the clanking of the bottle opener
Yes.
against the cap before.
Rattle it around as if you can't quite aim it.
Yeah. I'm going to pass that back because that's an extremely anemic
Sorry.
pour.
It's pretty
there.
thick, so I
Yeah,
thought
well, that happens. And we'll get to that
Oh,
coming
no.
up.
You keep going.
We'll get to that coming up. But first
Now
of
we're
all,
talking.
there you go.
First of all, it's time, my friends, for a little thing we like to do. On the second hour of the program, it's become the most popular portion of Smoking and Toasting, which is not saying a lot, but it is what it is. This is where we bring you a story from the news that is sometimes, but not always, about drinking, but is always best enjoyed if you've been drinking. Ladies and gentlemen, as I love to say, it's time for drinking news.
Drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
I had to
I
take, my gator to the vet.
Oh, that was good.
drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. Well, we're going to get right to our main story on today's drinking news, and it involves a societal concept that most people keep on the down low, as the kids say. Or as the kids used to say, like 20 years ago.
Now they say
Before
6
6, 7, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Good deal.
Now, look, I know what you're thinking, but I'm sorry. I'm not talking about peeing in the shower. But as a public service, I'd just like to remind you that if that's something you do, please aim for the drain. I mean, come on. Other people have to use the shower in
Are you
here,
aiming
too.
for the
you know?
walls over there? What's
And,
going on?
and most of us don't want to wonder if Chuck Berry was the last person to do so. And by the way, that's a reference to the infamous Chuck Berry pee tape,
Yes.
which, if you've never heard it, consider yourself fortunate.
I think that was R. Kelly.
And
Yeah,
try
R.
to forget
Kelly, yeah.
I brought it up. Yeah.
Kelly.
Yeah. But the concept in question here is not necessarily about that. And according to some of the statistics that I've read, this action is more common than you might think, and certainly more common than I ever had any luck
Am I
with.
doing it right now?
No.
Okay.
We're
I
talking.
hope not.
We're talking, my friends.
Proximity.
We're talking
Where's the drain?
about the booty call.
Oh, okay.
And let me just say, it sounds like it must be a pretty great thing. I mean, the closest I ever got was inviting someone over late at night and them saying no, and then me dejectedly eating half a bag of that pirate's booty Cheeto type stuff that you can buy at Trader Joe's.
With the white cheddar that's never quite as satisfying.
That's the only booty that was involved, unfortunately. But this story, as you have probably guessed by now, is not only about an actual booty call, but a booty call that went seriously wrong. And surprisingly, it didn't happen in Florida. It's the story of one Curtis Stokes, a New Jersey man.
I don't have a stinger.
Yeah.
For New Jersey man.
Yeah,
There you go. Close enough.
yeah,
Jay-Z.
that'll work.
New Jersey.
A New Jersey man who was at home and feeling a little amorous. So he got out his phone, which just sounds much more sophisticated than
Didn't
horny,
they put
right?
that show on MTV?
Yeah. Yeah. Road Rules, I think it was called.
Rules.
He was at home and feeling a little bit amorous, so he got out his phone and texted his side chick. That's not what I call her. I'm just quoting Curtis. The young woman, whose name is Tajia Russell, was clearly moved by the Jersey man's sexy and heartwarming message, which ended in a moment that was like straight out of a Jane Austen novel. When he typed out the sensual suggestion, "Bring your ass."
Yeah.
Fortunately,
He's a poet.
yeah, and he don't even know it. Fortunately, Tajia Russell did not leave the aforementioned body part at home, but unfortunately, Curtis Stokes got a little too comfortable while waiting and managed to fall asleep.
Oh, well.
The Jersey man woke to the sound of alarms and the smell of smoke. After blinking his eyes open and realizing that his house was on fire and full of smoke, and despite suffering some minor burns, managed to remove a window and escaped,
That's a hot booty call.
as the fire that was causing the
happen.
smoke was already
Too
too
early?
intense for him to exit through the door. A check of his phone revealed what had happened. Tajia had apparently arrived at his house, knocked on the door repeatedly, but failed to rouse the sleeping Jersey
She
man,
was like, "You called me."
and then left her ever so slightly agitated. So she did what any Jersey side chick would do. Jersey side chicks coming this fall to Peacock. She did what any Jersey side chick would do. She set his house on fire. Stokes was able to,
Like you do,
yeah.
you know.
Stokes was able to deduce this after seeing 8 missed phone calls from Tajia and a few texts that she left on his phone. The first one said, "You smoked." And in case that wasn't clear enough, she followed it up with the poetic words of a lover scorned, which included, "I see you want to die. You're such a cycling a-hole.
These people really
only-
communicate.
I
eight
swear to
missed
God,
calls?
I hope you die."
Wait a second. This is all spawned from the words "bring your booty," right?
Yeah. yeah.
You booty.
All right.
And finally, "You wasted my money to come out here."
Oh, ho, ho. You don't play with a girl's money.
Police, upon investigating the incident, recovered the texts and the missed calls as well as the video footage from a nearby Conoco station of her buying lighter fluid, matches, and a lighter.
Oh, she went all out.
There goes the
This was just
premeditated.
Yeah.
throwing a match in the mail chute there. This was
Tadja
more.
pled guilty to aggravated arson and will spend 8 years in jail, while Curtis Stokes is looking for another place to live.
Wow.
This cautionary tale is an important one, but I'm sure you can guess that while your house being burned down is a definite sign that things went seriously wrong. You might want to consider that there are other ways that the 4 a.m. booty call could end badly. And fortunately for you, because we want you to have all of the information that you need, our crack staff here at Drinking News has come up with a list of other ways that things could go badly enough that you might want to reconsider the whole booty call idea in the first place. And surprise, surprise, we put these thoughts together for you in the form of another Drinking News Top 5 list. This would be the top 5 other ways your booty call could go wrong. Top 5 other ways your booty call could go wrong. Here we go, number 5. Your side action shows up, but then they fall asleep. Number 4, your booty call text is answered by the reply, "New phone, who dis?" Number 3, you include a sexy picture of yourself in bed and waiting and accidentally CC your grandma. Number 2, your clandestine lover shows up and wants to take a shower with you, but then sniffs and says, "What's that smell? Was Chuck Berry here?" And the number 1 other way your booty call could go wrong, number 1, you contact someone who you've only met online, and when they show up, it's with a camera crew and that guy from To Catch a Predator.
Chris Hansen.
Reporting live from New Jersey, where I just can't seem to have any luck when I text my wife, "Bring your ass."
Bring your
What could I be doing wrong? My name is Cruz, and that, my friends, is
Them is
your...
romantic word.
Yeah, that's your...
Drinking news. That's our time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. I
Don't
just
go
wanna say-
chasing waterfalls, huh?
Yeah. I just want to say, how sure of yourself do you have to be? Because I got to applaud this guy's, like, self-confidence, right? How sure of yourself do you have to be that your text exchange ends with "bring your ass"?
Yeah, but how much did he make her mad to actually set the place on fire? I mean,
Yeah.
I say
Wait a minute.
don't go chasing waterfalls. Isn't that what Left Eye did?
That's
one
exactly
time?
what Left
she
Eye did.
literally set
Yes.
his shoes and stuff and threw him in the bathtub and
she
set the place
set
on fire.
dude's house on fire
Yeah,
when they
exactly.
broke up.
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Left Eye was hot too.
Yeah, she was. She was the hottest of the TLC girls. Is TLC still together? Are they still?
They are. They still do stuff.
They
and
do
I
do-
think they hologram her every once in a while. But more than that,
Yeah.
they still do what they can.
Right,
you know
because
what
she
I mean?
passed away in what, like 10 years
It's been
ago,
a while.
right?
Yeah, it's been a
Dude, that
good
was a
while.
car wreck in like a. Wasn't it? What happened?
in the
I forgot.
2000s.
Yeah.
Like in
All I know
South
is
America.
They're TC now.
all I know is like I cannot help
Oh, they're TC
But-
now.
TC now.
Yeah.
but sing
TLC.
along.
Gotcha.
I cannot help but sing along to Waterfalls. It's just too
Don't
good.
go
That's just
chasing
one of those
waterfalls.
great pop songs, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I dig it. But yeah, everybody's getting back together. Salt and Pepper's back together
Oh yeah,
now.
they've been doing it for a few years.
Yeah,
you know those
there's-
shows that come to town that they have like 10 bands and they all play 2 of their hits from the 80s. That's yeah, boy, I saw them in one of those.
So back in the 80s, I was a morning guy on a radio station in San Antonio, Texas, and there was a band. We were
Do you have like a horn and a bell?
yeah, yeah. But they hadn't invented the yeah. That was before that. But in any case, we had one of our power parties where we had artists come in and they would basically perform to their tracks, and it was. It was an enlightening experience, to say the least. So I forgot where I was even going with that story, but it was something to do with.
But it was TLC.
Yeah, with TLC. So we didn't have TLC come in, but we did have this band come in called Trenier. And Trenier had the song that had been a hit, called "Sending All My Love to You." It was their only hit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so they came out, and of course they were doing the whole thing to backing tracks. There was no real band, right?
Yeah.
But they came out and they opened with "Sending All My Love to You," their big hit, their one hit, right? And so then they did another song. And then they did "Sending All My Love to You" again. And then they did one more song, and it was time for them to leave the stage, but they came back for an encore, which was, again, "Sending All My Love to You."
That's it, yeah,
And the singer actually goes, "This is the extended version."
See, now they just have those tours that get like 10 people.
Yeah,
but
that's
they
a-
all
that's a
do
thing
the
that-
2 songs that that were
Yeah.
their hits. Like, you remember this song and this song.
Yeah, well,
and here's someone else now.
Yeah, but if I'm going to see Thomas Dolby, I really only want to hear "She Blinded Me with Science." There's nothing else.
Going to
that
Big
I'm-
Country, I want to hear him sing Big Country.
Yeah. I don't want to hear their little country songs. That's just big country. That's it. I have no idea what time it is or how we got off on this subject, but I think we have a beer here to try, don't we, Ian?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying the beer.
Okay, so this is the one that I brought in that was in the big bottle.
If by trying you mean I've poured my second glass of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a feeling you might be a fan of this because this is a caramel latte pastry stout called Tilberi, and it's from Wandering Monsters Brewing Company, and it comes in a kind of a slightly large bottle. And give me
Caramel
your
vanilla
thoughts.
latte, malt beverage
Oh,
with
man.
caramel, vanilla coffee, natural and artificial flavors, and caramel color.
Wow, that's good.
And I don't care how natural or artificial it is; it's freaking delicious.
Yeah.
So
It-
balanced.
It really is.
Unbelievable.
It's like it's got a little bit. The finish is kind of like almost like you've just had this wonderful cookie.
Weirdly enough, it's
know?
almost a coconutty finish.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of coconut in there.
Yes.
Oh, shocker. Tastes nice with this whiskey.
Oh, let's check that
Coming
out. I
in
haven't
at
done that yet.
9.5%, we're gonna follow it with like 120%, whatever this is.
Wow. You're absolutely right. Now, this is the
Oh, my
barrel
God.
finish reserve sweet mash rye, and boy, does that's like, it forms like the guy in the corner back there. I don't know if we have a camera shot, but
Voltron.
that's Voltron. It forms like Voltron.
Forms like Voltron.
That is wonderful. All right, we'll be back to tell you a little more about this collaboration here. Momentarily, you are watching and listening to Smoking and Toasting. I love that sound.
I love this rye.
Was that opened earlier? That looked really full when you were pouring it.
It was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And I will just admit, my glass is suffering from. Is this hard truth? Is this especially evaporative? Is it? Is there something
No.
about it that seems to make it disappear from the glass?
I think somehow it might be a hole in your lip situation more than it is.
Because look at that, mine's gone now. Like it was like.
Well, let
it
me
didn't-
fix that.
It didn't take very long.
It keeps disappearing out of my glass.
Yeah.
I like your
I gotta love
Glencairns
that.
too, by the way. The
Yeah.
Hard Truth Glencairns without the stem.
They're a little wider at the bottom. So
Yeah.
is that by design? Is that a good thing for tasting whiskey?
It's a little tulip. I'll tell you what, these fit really nicely. We have a really great
I like those.
tasting center, and these fit nicely. We make little stave.
I love that.
Stave holders.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that. Stave holders. That sounds like a.
Got to be able to have people
investment
carry them
opportunity.
across the room without dropping them.
I want to be a stave holder. That sounds like a good investment plan.
You've said it before. Your high school guidance counselor never said that these positions were available.
I'm still pissed about it.
They never mentioned once that you could be
When
a master brewer or a master distiller.
when vice principal of our school and also our science teacher, Mr. Schwab, came into the classroom that first day, he should have said, "You could become a master distiller if you pay attention in this chemistry class."
if my algebra and
I would have
chemistry teacher,
I would have worked overtime.
Astronaut, mathematician, master distiller. Yeah.
So one of my daughters got sent to the principal's office in 5th grade for asking her science teacher if he liked whiskey. Because I was so excited. I was so excited about science with them. And I
Yeah.
said, I didn't say go ask your science teacher if he likes whiskey, but I did say, let's.
But that's that's just the wonderful innocence
Come
of
to work
like,
with
a fifth
daddies.
grader. You know?
Yeah. Do you ever take your kids to work and have you ever shown them that sort of stuff as they were
Absolutely, they
little?
love it.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they when they smell whiskey now, they're like, "Oh, that's Dad."
Daddy.
yeah.
Smells like dad.
And not in the bad way. Like,
And not the Ralph Wiggum.
Smells like dad and sadness.
I sleep in a drawer. Yeah. It's so good, so good. How like totally off topic, but how does The Simpsons manage to continue to
Amazing.
nail it?
Amazing.
It's incredible.
I love it.
It's
I love
incredible.
it.
And don't get me started on South Park. So I just want to thank you guys for coming in. Hard Truth, is this a brand, like, tell me about your distribution. Where can people find you around the country?
So currently, we just opened up our 36th state. Easy for me to say. And our plan is in the next 2 years to be in all 50 states. So,
that's awesome.
growth is expensive, and we're
Yeah, of
independently owned. So it's kind of slow as she goes. But we've never really, we didn't want to box ourselves into any kind of niche or regional category. So we're going to get there.
What's the hardest part of getting to each state?
Spending
liquor
money,
laws?
The
Yeah.
laws, yeah.
marketing and distribution.
So many
cost.
states have their own laws
Yeah.
and their
Yeah.
own loopholes that you got to jump through, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Texas is hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
TABC.
THC is one of the
THC.
worst. Absolutely.
Most brands are built behind the bar, and especially with Texas. Rob and I were talking about this last night with
Yeah.
that different, like, fourth tier
Yep.
with the bar and restaurant licenses. It makes it difficult for us to.
So when you say most brands are built behind the bar, is that because a bartender makes you something great, or pours you something great,
yeah,
tells you what it is, and you're like, now you have a new favorite?
I think
is that
so.
what you're talking about?
I think that's easier than looking at the dizzying sets of whiskey right now and being like, which one of these new ones? I mean, there's so many new ones to folks.
Listen,
how would you pick that out?
I've tried a lot of whiskey, but sometimes I walk into places I was like, I don't know any of these.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you go, excuse me, bartender, do you know anything about whiskey? Now, I've learned
Sure.
to ask first, okay?
Yeah.
Because some bartenders don't, and they'll freely admit it. But if you got a bartender who knows a bit about whiskey, you can tell him the profile you like, and then they'll recommend something. I would love, to walk into a bar and somebody goes, hey, try this.
Yeah.
And have this in my glasses.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
once we can get to bartenders, typically bartenders are huge champions for our whiskey because of the quality and the flavor profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Sorry, I was swallowing.
Yeah, I know.
It took me a moment because I didn't want to rush it. This is not
Yeah.
something you should you should rush.
That's so good.
This barrel finish reserve sweet mash rye, the last one that we tasted. What's a bottle like that retail for?
Anywhere from 65 to 80.
Okay, so it's the most expensive of the 5 bottles that you
Correct.
brought out, but still, we're talking about what I would consider to be a manageable price for an absolutely incredible spirit.
For Stellar, like you guys are coming from $40 to 60 what?
65, 70.
65.
Yeah.
$40 to $70.
And I'm just saying, the $40
amazing.
whiskey was amazing.
It was amazing.
Like, it wasn't like,
Truly.
okay, that's cool and all, let's get to the good stuff. Like, that was an amazing whiskey.
Absolutely.
There were some folks that kind of came out of the gate with 4-year-old whiskey and were asking $80 to $100, and they got a little blowback. And so we wanted to make sure that we were, we knew we had to build on trial.
Well, I got to tell you, did you see that over there?
If we're in Indiana, can we come and visit the distillery?
Come to the distillery. We are open 7 days a week, restaurant hours, so 11 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Nice.
Love it.
We do go to hardtruth.com, and you can book your tour right there. We do side-by-side ATV tours on our 325 acres. We drive, you
Love
drink.
it.
Wow.
And,
Love that.
and by the way, sit down and eat something because you're going to want to be there drinking for a while. Thank you guys so much for
Thank
being
you
on the
all.
show.
Thanks for having
Your
us.
whiskeys are wonderful. I'm
Amazing.
serious.
Thank
These are incredible. I think you got a good showing at the Whiskey Social, and everything is. I don't know. Everything is just wonderful because I'm sitting here enjoying
Yeah.
the whiskey. It's like
After this show, it is wonderful.
what's not to love. Our program is brought to you by Uber. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week
Cheers.
here on
Cheers.
Smoking and Toasting. Grego,
Cheers,
the
y'all.
legendary radio personality, joins us on next week's show. We'll see you then. Cheers, y'all.
Well, then you say you can, you don't want to take a chance. Well, my name is Larry. I'm a Libra. I must be the biggest sucker this side of Suckerville. Good evening, ma'am. There she goes, there she goes, there she goes again. When she goes, no one knows.